Very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back after a long break. In the last session, I finished process costing. I hope you guys were able to solve all the questions of study material plus practice manual. So I hope you guys are thorough with the concept of process costing, because in this batch, 3 sessions were dedicated specifically for process costing only. Let's see, I've got Ritika Verma sir, very good morning. Completed all the questions of process costing and got 100%. Very good, Ritika. Very good morning, Raji. Very good morning, Aniket. Same here, Mantanjali. So now we are done with process costing. So now let's start with altogether a new chapter, that is joint and byproduct. Very good, Chetra. Very good, Yogita. Sorry, very good, Shivam. So now let's start with a new chapter, that is joint and byproduct costing. When talking about the weightage of this chapter, the weightage is 4 to 8 marks. Sometimes examiner can ask you questions of 12 marks depending upon what the examiner is asking. So approx 4 to 8 marks is the general weightage, but yes, in rare case, they can ask the question of 12 marks. So much depends upon the examiner that what they are going to ask. Apart from this, I request you guys to thoroughly understand this chapter, thoroughly listen to what I am saying and try to understand the chapter. I'll be covering the practical part also, because there is one complete session for this chapter. So guys, let's start with joint and byproduct. Now this chapter is not a new chapter, but it is in continuation of a chapter what we have already discussed, that is process costing. I repeat again, guys, this chapter is not a new chapter, but in continuation of a chapter what we have discussed in previous 3 sessions, that is process costing. Now, what's the difference? What new we will be studying? See, in process costing, we were making inputs into a particular process. We were incurring all the conversion cost, and thereafter we were getting only one output, and that output was transferred to next process. I repeat again, guys, in process costing, हम लोग क्या करते थे कि we used to make an input in a particular process. After incurring the necessary conversion cost, we were getting only one product as an output, and that product was transferred to the next process. But my point is, what if in case if from a particular process 2 or more than 2 products emerge out? So my point is how to calculate the cost of these 2 products. When talking about what we discussed earlier, since we were getting only one product as an output, it was it was very easy for us to calculate the cost of product, because whatever the cost that is incurred in a particular process belongs to that product only. But my point is, what if in case if 2 or more than 2 products emerge out? My point is how to calculate the cost of these 2 products, how to distribute the cost of these 2 products. That's what we will be discussing in joint and byproduct costing. So before starting with this chapter, let's discuss first of all what is joint product and byproduct, and then we will start how to approach and how to calculate the cost. Will surely Rajiv Kumar Das. So when talking about joint product, As I said, when from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out. I repeat again, guys, when from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out, both or all having some significant value or identical value, then these are known as joint product. So what is joint product? When from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out, all having significant or identical value, then they are joint product. So as I said, from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out. I repeat again, from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out, all having significant or identical value, then they are the joint products. Let's take an example. The best example which has been taken in the previous lectures also, that is, I'm into processing of crude oil, and after processing the crude oil, I get many products. Let's say from crude oil, once it is processed, we are getting many products. Let's say petrol, diesel, gasoline. Then all these three products are known as joint products. So let's repeat it once again. When from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out, all having some significant value or identical value, then these are known as joint product. Apart from this, when talking about byproduct, this byproduct we don't want to manufacture. I repeat again, our motto is not to manufacture byproduct, but they do get manufactured. I repeat again, when talking about byproduct, this byproduct we don't want to manufacture. It is an incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. So what is byproduct? Incidental waste arises during the course of manufacture of main product. When talking about example, let's say my input is sugarcane and I do want to manufacture sugar. But during the course of manufacture of sugar, that incidental waste that arises, that molasses is my byproduct. So we can say molasses during manufacture of sugar. One more example, let's say I process milk and my main product is, let's say, butter. But during the course of manufacture of butter, I get buttermilk. So this buttermilk is what? My byproduct. I repeat again, I do process milk to manufacture butter, and during the course of manufacture of butter, some buttermilk is also manufactured. That buttermilk is what? Byproduct. So byproduct we don't want to manufacture. We don't want to manufacture. ये product अपने आप manufacture हो जाता है. So that is byproduct. So I repeat again, joint product when two or more than two products emerge out. Very important, all having some significant value. Then these are known as joint product. When talking about byproduct, these byproducts can be sold in the market at a very nominal price. So that's why the major difference is the pricing part. Let's say there is an input wherein I'm getting three products from particular input. I'm getting three products, X, Y, and Z. The value of X is 50 rupees, Y is 40 rupees, and Z is 50 paisa. I do repeat again, after processing input, we are getting three products, X, Y, and Z. The value of X is 50 rupees, Y is 40 rupees, and Z is 50 paisa. So herein we can say X and Y are what? Joint product. And Z, which having a very nominal value, is known as byproduct. So I request you guys to please copy. In the meanwhile, those who have any queries can please post your queries. These are technical points, Shweta. So I don't know about all these things. Very good morning, Afreen. Very good morning, Preeti. I request you guys to please copy this part. I'll be discussing this part also, Himanshu. Don't worry, my dear. Yeah, I know, Shweta, you are giving an example, but these all are technical and I'm not that good in these technical part. Can anyone give me an example of joint product and byproduct? One more example, let's say I do manufacture this shirt, and during the course of manufacture of shirt, certain fabric is left out and that fabric is further processed to get masks. So these masks are byproduct. So guys, now as I told you guys, what new we will be studying in this chapter is that in process costing, after incurring all the cost from a particular process, we were getting only one product as an output. So it was very easy for us to calculate the cost of that product. Why? Because whatever the cost that is incurred in that process belongs to that product only. But my point is, what if from a particular process, if two or more than two products emerge out? So my point is how to calculate the cost of these two products, how to distribute the cost of that process among these two products. That's what we will be studying in this chapter. So let's start, guys. Very good, Shweta. Shivam, it's incorrect, my dear. So let's say there is a particular process first. I do make an input in process first as material. Apart from this, conversion costs are incurred. Let's say labor and other expenses. Now from this process, we are getting two products. The output of process is what? Two products. That is product A and B. Now this A is further processed. This A is further processed in process second, wherein in this process second, further separate material cost is incurred, labor cost is incurred, and other expenses are incurred to get the final product, that is AA. So our ultimate motto is to manufacture AA. Similarly, that product B is further processed in process third, wherein separate material cost is incurred, separate labor cost is incurred, further other expenses are incurred to get our final product, that is BB. Yes, Madhuri, crude oil from this joint products are petrol, kerosene and diesel. Manthanjali, from milk, butter, cheese, malai, etc. are joint product, and buttermilk, etc. are byproduct. Yes, Manthanjali. Very true, Pooja. Steel industry scrap is used to make steel scrubber. Yes, Isha, curd and butter from milk are joint product. Edible oil and oil cakes are byproduct. So now let's take a situation wherein we made an input in a particular process first. Apart from this, the conversion cost is incurred, that is labor and expenses. Now, very important, instead of one product as output, we are getting two products, that is product A and product B. This product A is further processed to get the final product. So the product A is further processed in process second to get the final product, that is AA. Further, product B is further processed in process third to get the final product, that is product BB. Now, my point is, whatever the cost that is incurred in process second belongs to AA. Whatever the cost that is incurred in process third belongs to BB. My point is, what about the cost of process first? Very important, guys. Our final products are AA and BB. Our main motto is to fix up the selling price for AA and BB. To fix up the selling price, we need the total cost of AA and BB. When talking about total cost, whatever the cost that is incurred in process third belongs to BB. Whatever the cost that is incurred in process second belongs to AA. But my point is, What about the cost of process first? How to distribute the cost of process first among A and B to get the final total cost of double A and B. So my point is, in this chapter, our major motto is to what? To distribute the cost of process first. In this case, we call it as the joint cost. So in this chapter, we will be discussing how to distribute, how to apportion this joint cost among these two products to calculate the final value of double A and double B. So let's start, guys. Now, before starting with how to distribute, let's discuss few terms wherein we'll be discussing few points, and thereafter we will start with the practical part, that is how to distribute the cost among A and B so that we can calculate the cost of double A and double B. Now, first point is joint cost. So herein in this situation, the cost of process first is what? My joint cost. That need to be distributed among A and B. So herein, the cost of process first is the joint cost. One more point, split off point. What is split off point? This is the split off point wherein two products emerge out. So this is the split off point. So this point we call it as split off point, or we can say point of separation. At this point, the cost is to be separated among two products. So this is known as the split off point or point of separation. So when talking about joint cost, what is joint cost? The cost that is incurred before the point of separation is called as joint cost. What is joint cost? Cost incurred before split off point is my joint cost. What is split off point? This is the split off point wherein two products emerge out from a particular process. So this is known as the split off point. Further, the cost of process second and cost of process third is what we call as further processing cost. Further processing cost. That is the cost that is incurred after the point of separation. The cost incurred after point of separation. So I repeat again, here in this situation, the cost of process first is what? Very simple, joint cost. The cost of process second and process third is what? The cost of further processing. When talking about split off point, this is the split off point wherein the cost is to be distributed among two products. So if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Further, I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Very good morning, Ria. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Rajiv Kumar Das, Pooja, Isha, Shashwat, Madhuri, Mantanjali, Shweta, any doubts? Himanshu, Ankit Gupta, Rajiv Kumar, Afreen, any doubts in this part? Very important, guys. In this situation, this is what we call as the joint cost. That is cost of process first is the joint cost. The cost of process second and process third is what we call as the further processing cost. This is known as split off point, or we call it as the point of separation. Further, as discussed earlier, our major motto is to calculate the final cost of double A and double B. When talking about the total cost of double A and double B, the cost of process third belongs to double B. The cost of process second belongs to double A. My point is, what about the cost of process first? Because this belongs to A and B both. So my point is how to distribute the cost of process first among A and B, that we will be discussing in this chapter, and that is the only exercise we will be doing in this chapter. So I hope you guys are clear with this part. Now let's learn how to distribute the cost of process first, how to distribute the joint cost among various products. So let's start, guys. There is a query from Pooja. So what if there are two processes before the split off point? So the cost of process first and cost of process second will be the total joint cost, and that joint cost will be distributed among the two products. There are various methods given in the study material, so we will be discussing each and every method one by one. So when talking about distribution of joint cost, the best approach is distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. Distribute the joint cost at market value at split off point. Very simple, guys. Let's say this product A and B can be sold in the market. I repeat again, let's say product A and B can be sold in the market. हम लोग अगर नहीं बेचते, but there are some people who are selling these two products in the market. So we can easily get the market value of A and B. So the joint cost can be distributed in the ratio of market value of A and B. I repeat again, let's say these products A and B can be sold in the market. Suppose हम लोग नहीं बेचते हैं. We do process A into double A, B into double B. But there are few persons in the market who are actually selling product A and B. So it means we can easily get the selling price of A and B. So it means what? The best approach is, when talking about the joint cost, it is to be distributed in the ratio of market value at split off point. This is the split off point. So whatever the market value of A and B is, we will distribute the joint cost in that ratio. Let's say after process first, two products emerge out, A and B. Let's say A is 200 units and let's say B is 300 units. A can be sold at the rate rupees 20 per unit, and B can be sold at the rate 50 per unit. And let's say the joint cost is rupees 3,80,000. This is my joint cost. Now, very simple, guys. We have an active market of A and B. If we are not selling, some people are selling in the market product A and B. So we can easily get the market value of A and B. So herein in this case, the best approach is distribute this joint cost of 3,80,000 in the ratio of market value at split off point. So herein my joint cost is 3,80,000. When talking about the market value of A and B, since we manufactured 200 units and these units can be sold at the rate 20, it means what? The total market value is 4,000 rupees. Further, B, we got 300 units and this can be sold at the rate 50 rupees per unit. So it's 5 3s are 15,000 rupees. So this cost of joint cost of 3,80,000 can be distributed at market value at split off point, that is the ratio of 4:15. So accordingly, the joint cost that is allocated to A and B, a portion to A and B will be how much? 3,80,000 into 4 by 19 and 3,80,000 into 15 by 19. That is 80,000 and 3 lakh. So the cost as distributed among A and B is 80,000 and 3 lakhs. So I repeat again, when talking about if the question is silent, the best approach is distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. When talking about market value in this example, let's say from a particular process first, two products emerge out, A and B, in the quantity is 200 units and 300 units. These 200 units can be sold in the market at the rate 20 rupees and these 300 units can be sold in the market at the rate 50 units. So herein we can calculate the total market value, that is 4,000 and 15,000. So this joint cost of 3,80,000 can be distributed in the ratio of 4,000 and 15,000. So I repeat again, in this method we are assuming that the product can be actively sold in the market. The intermediate product, these two are what? The intermediate product can be sold in the market. These are our final product, these are our intermediate product. So I repeat again, the assumption of this method is that these intermediate products have an active market and can be sold in the market easily. So this is all about market value at split off point. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Very good, Rajiv. Very good, Madhuri. Why this method? How to apply this method? If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Very good. Ria, just 1 zeros are missing. It is 80,000 and 3 lakh, my dear. Very good, Mantanjali. Shivam, I hope you are thorough with what I have discussed till now. Very good, Ria. Shivam, I repeat again, my dear. The first method, the best approach is if our intermediate product A and B have an active market. So the best approach is distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. Or we can say market value of intermediate product. Anyone else having any doubts can please ask me. Waiting for your queries, my dear. Can you please give me a brief about your query, Madhuri? Very good, Shivam. I'm sorry, Riddhi. Let's take it 38,000. I hope this part is clear. It's just an example, my dear. So, if intermediate product A and B can be sold in the market, then the best approach is we will distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. But my point is, what if in case there is no active market of A and B? Neither we nor our competitors are selling this product in the market. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. I repeat again, 1 second, there is a query. This is the best approach, Preeti. I'll be discussing this part also separately. Darshan Prajapati, 200 and 300 units are the intermediate. These 200 units and 300 units are for product A and B. These are the intermediate product. These products are further processed in process second and third to get the final product, that is double A and double B. So guys, let's proceed further. Now my point is, these intermediate product A and B have no active market. These products cannot be sold in the market. Mr. Surya, everything will be given in the question, my dear. Just let me complete this explanation. I hope after that your query will be resolved. So let's say this product A and B, these intermediate products have no active market. Neither we nor anyone is selling this product in the market. These products A and B cannot be sold in the market. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. I repeat again, प्रोडक्ट ए और बी हम लोग मार्केट में बेच ही नहीं सकते, ना तो हम बेच सकते ना कोई और बेच सकता है. So the selling price of product A and B is not available. Now the question is, if the selling price of A and B is not available, it means we cannot apply this method. हम लोग ये method apply ही नहीं कर सकते. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. Very simple, guys. We will calculate the dummy market value. So guys, we will calculate the dummy market value. I repeat again, guys, let me discuss this part, then I'll try to resolve your queries. I repeat again, in this example, in this method, we were distributing the joint cost in the ratio of market value at a split of point. But what if in case, if there is no active market of A and B, the market value will not be available. So in that case, how to distribute the joint cost? So in that case, net realizable value method will come into picture. We will calculate the dummy market value of product A and B, and that dummy market value is to be used to distribute the joint cost. So when talking about what is the net realizable value, what is the dummy market value of A and B? Very simple. Since the ultimate motto of our company is to manufacture double A and double B, and these double A and double B, since they are our final products, they can be easily sold in the market. So we can easily get the selling price of double A and double B. We can easily get the market value of double A and double B. Sales value of double A and double B, we can easily get. Why? Because these are our final product and we can easily sell these double A and double B in the market. So we can easily get the sale value of double A and double B. In this, we will deduct all the selling expenses that are incurred to sell double A and double B. Further, we will deduct all the further processing costs to get the dummy market value of A and B. I repeat again, we will do the reverse calculation. Herein, we will calculate the net realizable value, wherein we call it as the dummy market value. Dummy market value is nowhere mentioned in the study material. It's just for your understanding. We will calculate the dummy market value or net realizable value, wherein we will take the final sales value of double A and double B. We will deduct the further processing cost. If any selling expenses are incurred, we will deduct. This is how we will get the net realizable value, and this joint cost, if any, will be distributed in this ratio. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can ask me. Yes, Vikash Bansal, well said. I repeat again, guys, if product A and B cannot be sold in the market, इनका कोई active market ही नहीं है. But yes, we have the market value of double A and double B because these are our final product. So very simple. With the help of market value of double A and double B, we will calculate the net realizable value or dummy market value of A and B. How come? We will go reverse. That is the sales value of double A and double B minus the further processing cost. If any selling expenses are incurred, we will also deduct to calculate the NRV, and the joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of net realizable value. This is further processing cost. Let me discuss this concept with the help of an example wherein my joint cost is 64,500. My joint cost is 64,500. When talking about the units of double A and double B, total 200 units were manufactured for double A and 200 units were manufactured for double B. This double A and double B can be sold in the market at the rate rupees 170 per unit and 260 per unit. wherein the further processing cost of process second and process third is given, that is 4,000 and 32,000. Rupees 4,000 and rupees 32,000. I repeat again, the question is given wherein the joint cost is given, that is 64,500. The product A and B cannot be sold in the market. However, we can sell product double A and double B as 200 units were manufactured for double A, 200 units were manufactured for double B. Double A can be sold in the market at the rate 170 per unit and double B can be sold in the market at the rate 260 per unit. When talking about the further processing cost, let's say the further processing cost of process second is 4,000 and process third is 32,000. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. So the first method cannot be applied because the market value of A and B is not given. So we will calculate the dummy market value or net realizable value, wherein the sale value is given, that is 200 units into 170, that is 34,000. 200 units into 260, that is 52,000. No selling expenses are given, but the further processing cost is given. That is 4,000 and 32,000. So this will be 30,000 and this will be 20,000. So my joint cost of 64,500 will be distributed in the ratio of 30,000 is to 20,000. So my joint cost is 64,500. Will be distributed in the ratio of 30,000 is to 20,000, that is 3 is to 2. So 64,500 divided by 5 into 3, that is 38,700 rupees and 25,800. So I repeat again, guys, since product A and B's active market, there is no active market, so market value is not given. So we will distribute the joint cost in the ratio of net realizable value. When talking about net realizable value, sales value minus selling expenses minus further processing cost, we will get the net realizable value, and the joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of net realizable value. So if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Rajiv Kumar Das, let's say our competitors are selling these products in the market, so they have derived the sale value. Further, this is, we can say, the market value. The sale value is the market value. So that's why I have taken the sale value. Joint cost 64,500 is given in the question. Further processing cost 4,000, 32,000 is given in the question. and the product can be sold in the market. If we are not selling in the market, some competitors are selling the similar products in the market. So we can easily get the sale value, and it is given in the question. So here in this case, we will do the reverse calculation, wherein we will calculate the market value of A and B. We call it as the dummy market value. How come? Sale value minus further processing cost. We will get the dummy market value of A and B. Since the market value of A and B is not available, that's why we are doing this NRV calculation. Yes, Rekha. Again, I want to correct your statement. This is my net realizable value. So the joint cost of 64,500 is distributed in the ratio of 30,000 is to 20,000. Rekha, I said when the market value of intermediate product is not given, that is product A and B is not given, then we will apply the net realizable value method. Shashwat, there are few more methods that we will be discussing one by one. Don't worry. I request you guys to please copy. We have got the NRV that is 30,000 and 20,000. The joint cost of 64,500 is distributed in the ratio of net realizable value, that is 30,000 is to 20,000. Yes, Riddhi. Rekha, where it is given the sale value of product A and double B. A and B is not given. This is my further processing cost. This is my further processing cost. I repeat again, guys. This is the further processing cost, that is 4,000, and this is the further processing cost of process third, that is 32,000. This is not the market value of A and B. I repeat again, the market value of A and B is not given, but the market, we have the market value of double A and double B plus the cost of process second and process third we do have. Anyone else having any doubts? Rekha, hopefully your query is resolved. $170 and $260 is the market value of double A and double B. I repeat again, guys, don't get confused. 64,500 is my joint cost, 4,000 and 32,000 is my further processing cost, and the market value of our final product double A and double B is given. That is 200 units were manufactured that can be sold in the market at the rate 170, and 200 units are manufactured for double B, which can be sold in the market at the rate 260. There is no active market of the A and B. That's why we have applied this method. Rekha, hopefully your doubt is resolved. Rajiv Kumar Das, any doubts? Very good, Akash, Neil, Riddhi, Rekha, specifically Rekha, I hope you guys, you are clear with the concepts. Yashashri, 64,500 is the joint cost that is given in the question. Waiting for your answer, Rekha. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. This is the market value of double A and double B. These two are the further processing cost, that is 4,000 and 32,000 is the further processing cost, and 64,500 is the joint cost. Rajiv Kumar Das, any doubts? Riddhi, any doubts? Madhuri, Mantanjali, Rekha, just follow the rules what I am saying. If the market value of A and B is given, I repeat again, if the market value of A and B is given, then apply this first method, that is market value at split off point. But what if in case market value of A and B is not given? Then very simple, we will calculate the dummy market value of A and B. How come? The sale value of double A and double B minus the further processing cost, we will get the value, or we can say the net realizable value, and herein the joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of net realizable value. So first priority should be given to market value at split off point. Second priority in the ratio of net realizable value. Now, what if in case if we are the first person to manufacture a particular product? I repeat again, we are the first person to manufacture a particular product. Neither we nor any of the competitors are selling these products in the market. So the market value of AA and BB is also not available. Further, let's take a different situation wherein some information is missing in the question. I repeat again, some information is missing in the question as regards further processing cost. I'm talking from question prospect only. That is, let's say some information is missing in the question as regards further processing cost. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. I repeat again, guys, 3 points. Market value of A and B not given. Since we are the first one to manufacture AA and BB, market value of AA and BB not available. Or in some extreme situation wherein in question certain information is missing, let's say further processing cost is missing, then the question is how to distribute the joint cost. So herein one more method comes into picture, that is physical units method. $200 units of A and 300 units of B are manufactured. Very simple, guys. 1 lakh will be distributed in the ratio of 200 is to 300. That is the physical units method. That is 40,000 and 60,000. So guys, very important. Why I am focusing on that this is not available, this is not available. Very important, guys. In most of the cases, the examiner will give you that which method you have to follow. But my point is, what if in case the question is a bit on the trickier side and the question is silent which method to use? Then yes, you have to apply your brains. If the market value at split off point is given, very simple, distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. But yes, if market value of these intermediate product is not given, let's try, can we apply net realizable value method? Yes, if we can apply net realizable value method, very simple, distribute the joint cost in the ratio of net realizable value. But what if in case some information is missing in the question? Let's say the final sales value is missing in the question or further processing cost is missing in the question. Then the point is which method to apply? Physical units method. So if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me, waiting for your queries, guys. No worries, Rajiv Kumar Das. It was a good question, my dear. Rekha, still you're in confusion or hopefully your doubt is resolved, my dear. This is market value at split off point, Shweta. Shivani, I request you to please refresh your internet connection. I think there are no connectivity issues from our end. So please refresh your internet connection. Thank you so much, Shashwat. So guys, there is a question for you wherein the joint cost is given, that is 7 lakh rupees. Two intermediate products, that is A and B. 3,000 units of A and 4,000 units of B is manufactured. A and B are further processed to product A and double B respectively. Further processing cost of B is given, that is 1 lakh. Distribute the joint cost. I am waiting for your answer, final answer, how to distribute the joint cost. I request you guys to please distribute the joint cost of 7 lakh. Waiting for your answers. Let's see who answers first. It's a fastest finger first round. So let's see who answers first. Waiting for your answers, guys. Still waiting for your answers, guys. I've got the answer from Ankur Patel, and your answer is correct, Ankur. Very good. This is 20 only. Ankur is the first one to answer. I have got a correct answer from Ankur. Very good, Ankur. Simran, please refresh your internet connection. Rekha, Rajiv, Manthanjali, Vikas, Arvind. Waiting for your answers, guys. I've got only one answer, that is from Ankur, and Ankur, your answer is correct. Now I've got answers from many. Himanshu Gupta, very good. Rafika, incorrect answer. Aniket, very good, correct answer. Vikas Bansal, very good, correct answer. Tanya Patkar, very good, correct answer. Rafika Memon, very good, correct answer. Yes, Shashwat, Shweta, Shivani, Manthanjali, Rajiv. Still waiting for your answers, guys. Very good, Madhuri. Chetra, incorrect answer, my dear. Arvind, very good, correct answer. Isha Jaiswal, very good, correct answer. Shivam, incorrect answer, my dear. Shrinjani Sinha, correct answer. Rajiv Kumar Das, your answer is incorrect, Rajiv. Waiting for your correct answer, Rajiv. Manthanjali, Shivani, where are you guys? Rajiv Kumar Das, your answer is incorrect. Shivam Duria, your answer is incorrect. Still, you guys are not thorough with the concepts. It's not 30,000, 40,000. Incorrect answer. Janisha, very good. Again, Janisha, your answer is incorrect. Shravya, very good correct answer. Atulya, very good correct answer. Madhuri, correct answer. Mantanjali, Darshan, Shivani, Ritika, Riddhi, Rekha, Yadushri, where are you guys? Shivam, your answer is incorrect, my dear. I am surprised how you can answer like that. Pooja, incorrect answer. Pooja PS, correct answer. Now guys, let's check, can we apply the first method in this question, that is market value at split off point? No, because product A cannot be sold in the market. So we cannot apply this first method. Why? Because product A cannot be sold in the market. Now second point, can we apply net realizable value method? We cannot, because some information is missing in the question, that is the further processing cost of A is missing in the question. Further processing cost of A is missing in the question. So we cannot apply net realizable value method. Very simple guys, सीधा का सीधा physical units method लगा दीजिए. So herein in this case, this joint cost of 7 lakh will be distributed in the ratio of 3:4. So the final answer will be 3 lakh and 4 lakh. Rest all information is useless. Rest all information given in the question is useless. आपका question इधर ही खत्म हो जाता तो भी more than sufficient था. This information is given just to confuse you guys. So my point is, I repeat again, why we cannot apply this method? Very simple, because product A cannot be sold in the market. Second, why we cannot apply net realizable value method? Very simple guys, because the further processing cost of A is not given in the question. So we are left out with no other option but to apply physical unit method. So herein this 7 lakh will be distributed in the ratio of A is to B, that is 3:4. So that is, it is 3 lakh and 4 lakh. Rajiv Kumar Das, it is not 30,000 and 40,000, it is 3 lakh and 4 lakh. Very good, Ritika. Shivam, hopefully your query is resolved. Very good, Mantanjali. This information is altogether useless. Examiner may give you n number of things in the question, but very important, you have to see what is useful for you. Anyone else? No worries, Rajiv. काफी बार एग्जाम्स में से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं wherein N number of things are given in the question, but very important, we have to see what is necessary for us. कबीर दास जी ने कहा है, साधु ऐसा चाहिए जैसा सूप सुभाए, सार सार को गही रहे थोता दिए उड़ाए. It means what? We have to see that what is important for us, and we have to use this information to get the answer. So I request you guys to please copy this question. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Else we'll start with the next method. That's why I've asked this question. Manthanjali, you have to see what is important for us. What is important for us? Just see and accordingly try to solve the question. Very good, Yashashri. कुछ नहीं कीजिए, कबीर दास जी का दुआ दिमाग में रखिए. You will be able to get the answer. So enough of discussion on these three methods. Hopefully, Shivam, you will be able to solve question now. Shivam Durya, hopefully your doubt is resolved. Your answer was incorrect. I do expect a correct answer from your end, Shivam. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much, Mantanjali. नेहा, कुछ ना कुछ तो क्वेश्चन में दिया होगा, then only you will be able to solve. So guys, let's start. So now guys, apart from this, there are many more methods given in the study material. So let's start with one more method, that is contribution margin method. Finally, Rekha, thank you so much. In fact, thanks from my side. So now contribution margin method, guys, very important. This method is to be applied only in situation wherein some information is given in the question as regards variable cost and fixed cost. I repeat again, this contribution margin method is to be applied only when some information is given in the question as regards fixed cost or variable cost. So now the point is how to distribute the joint cost. I repeat again, guys, in a question, fixed cost is given, variable cost is given, the total is the joint cost. If such type of information is given in the question, very simple, guys, the joint cost, that is fixed cost and variable cost, will be apportioned as follows. That is, the variable cost will be distributed in the ratio of physical units and the fixed cost will be distributed in the ratio of contribution. When talking about contribution, it is sales minus variable cost. So very important guys, contribution margin method, wherein some information is given in the question as regards fixed cost or variable cost. So the joint cost can be distributed in two parts as given in the question, that is fixed cost and variable cost. When talking about variable cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of physical units. So once variable cost is distributed, we will calculate the contribution, and in the ratio of that contribution, the fixed cost is to be distributed. So I request you guys to please copy this part. I'll be discussing an example for the same. A question is given wherein the sale value of A and B is given, that is 100 kgs at the rate 60 and 120 kgs at the rate 40. Further joint cost is given, that is variable. We can say variable cost or marginal cost and fixed cost. $4,400 is the variable cost and $3,900 is fixed cost. So now we have to distribute this joint cost of 8,300. So very simple guys, we'll distribute first the variable cost, that is 4,400 among A and B in the ratio of physical units. $100 is to 120. That is that is 2,000 and 2,400. Thereafter, we'll calculate the contribution, that is A and B sales, that is 6,000 minus 3,600 minus the variable cost as distributed, that is 2,000 and 2,400. We will get the final figure, that is contribution, that is 4,000 and 1,200. So this fixed cost will be distributed in the ratio of 4,000 is to 1,200. I repeat again, when the information is given in the question as regards fixed cost and variable cost, so the variable cost will be distributed in the ratio of physical units, that is 100 is to 120. So this cost of 4,400 is distributed in the ratio of 100 is to 120, that is 2,000 is to 2,400. Now fixed cost is to be distributed in the ratio of, one second guys, sorry. This fixed cost 3,900 is to be distributed in the ratio of contribution, and the contribution we need to calculate, that is sales minus variable cost as distributed. So my sales is 100 into 60, that is 6,000. 120 into 3, that is 3,600, minus the variable cost as distributed, that is 2,000 is to 2,400. So accordingly, we will get the contribution, that is 4,000 is to 1,200. So now we'll distribute the fixed cost, that is 3,900. Will be distributed in the ratio of 4,000 is to 1,200. That is the contribution ratio. So this will be 3,000 and this will be 900. So finally, my joint cost of 8,300 is distributed among A and B in the ratio of variable is distributed as 2,000 and 2,400 and fixed is 3,000 and 900. So 5,000 is the cost of A and 3,300 is the cost of B. So this is how, if information is given in the question as regards fixed cost and variable cost, then this is the way you have to solve the question. Very good, Shivani. Very good, Madhuri. Yes, you can, Darshan. I skipped your answer, Preeti. I'm sorry. So please copy this equation. This is the question and this is the solution. Very good, Mantanjali. Very good, Dikshit Kumar. Anyone else having any doubts in this question can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, Rajiv Kumar Das, the cost of joint product will be different in different methods. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Kanani, Rutvik Kumar. Darshan, when talking about physical units method, you have to distribute in the ratio of physical units manufactured. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Thank you, Mr. Rohit. Surya A, I repeat again, when some information is given in the question as regards variable cost or fixed cost, then contribution margin method is to be used. When talking about variable cost, it will be apportioned in the ratio of physical units. So the units are 100:120. So it will be distributed in the ratio of 100:120. When talking about fixed cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of contribution. And how contribution is calculated? Sales minus variable cost as apportioned. So sales minus variable cost as apportioned is contribution. So the ratio of contribution is 4,000:1,200. So 3,900 is distributed in the ratio of 4,000:1,200. Now, one of the students asked, sir, what if in case if physical units information is not given in the question, or if there are chances कि intermediate products जो है A and B उसका units का ratio नहीं दिया हुआ है. Now the question is how to distribute the cost. So if no method can be applied, if none of the method can be applied, that is market value at split off point is not given, net realizable value method cannot be applied, physical units method cannot be applied. Let's see the physical units of intermediate product, that is A and B is not given in the question. Contribution margin, there is no information is given in the question as regards fixed cost and variable cost. Then C. At the end of the day, our motto is to manufacture double A and double B. हम लोगों के पास डबल ए और डबल बी का मार्केट वैल्यू तो ऑलवेज गिवन होगा. So if nothing is given in the question and if it is specifically specified in the question to apply this method will be applied. That is market value of the final product. That is, we call it as market value after further processing. That is the market value of double A and double B. Let's say my joint cost is 3 lakh and the market value is given, that is 9 lakh and 6 lakh of A and B. I repeat again, my joint cost is rupees 3 lakh and no information is given in the question, or if given then it is not, I mean अगर कुछ information given भी है, we are not being able to calculate the ratio. But if in case market value is given in the question, that is 9 lakh and 6 lakh of the final product, that is after further processing, then this joint cost of 3 lakh will be distributed in the ratio of 9:6. That is the market value after further processing. This will be 1,80,000 and 1,20,000. So this method is to be applied when no method can be applied. Apart from this, If the examiner clearly asks you to apply this method, then you have to apply this method. So these are all the methods that is we will be using for distribution of joint cost. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries. Else we'll start with the remaining part of the chapter. Ankur Patel, when talking about physical units, the physical units of A and B. So guys, let's take a break of 10 minutes, much needed. So thereafter, we'll start with the remaining part of the chapter. That is the treatment of byproduct. Apart from this, we'll be discussing one or two questions. So let's take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll start with the remaining part of the chapter. So Edwin sir, are you there? Admin sir, are you there? Guys, let's take a break of 10 minutes. We will start thereafter. Welcome back, guys, after a refreshing break. So we are done with all the methods of distribution of joint cost, wherein the first method, that is market value at split of point. अगर market value at split of point दिया है, very simple, distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split of point. If market value at split of point is not given, very simple, we will calculate the dummy market value. That is what we call it as net realizable value method. That is the sale value of the final product minus the further processing cost minus the selling expenses, if any. So the value that is calculated is known as net realizable value, and we will distribute the joint cost in the ratio of net realizable value. Once this net realizable value method also cannot be applied, because if some information is given in the is missing in the question, then the best method, the easiest method is in the ratio of physical units manufactured. So the joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of physical units. If some information is given in the question as regards variable cost and fixed cost, then we will apply contribution margin method, wherein the variable cost will be distributed in the ratio of physical units and fixed cost will be distributed in the ratio of contribution as calculated, that is sales minus variable cost. The last method is market value after further processing. If none of the method can be applied, and then we can apply this method. Alternatively, if the examiner is asking us to use this method, then only this method will be applied. So this is all what about distribution of joint cost. Now let's start with the treatment of byproduct. Shivani, this method, Shivani and Riddhi, this method is more like using physical units method. So you can refer the study material. So this method is more or less an alternate to the physical units method. The name is different, rest all the process is the same. So you can understand this method on your own. Nothing new in this method. So now let's start with the treatment of byproduct. If the byproduct is of small value, very simple, if the byproduct is of small value, then whatever the amount that is realized on the sale of byproduct, I repeat again, if the byproduct is of very small value, then whatever the amount that is derived, that we are getting from sale of byproduct will be deducted from the joint cost. So whatever the value realized on sale of byproduct will be either deducted from the joint cost or transferred to costing P&L. So if a very small value is derived, we will reduce the joint cost, or alternatively, the amount realized can be directly transferred to costing P&L. If the byproduct is of substantial value or of or is of high value, then treat byproduct as the main product only. No need to treat that particular product as the byproduct. So treat byproduct as main product. Further, let's take one more situation wherein we can further process the byproduct. We can further process the byproduct. So if byproduct is sold after further processing, we can take the example. There is I do manufacture shirt from a 1 meter 60 centimeters fabric. Of this, certain part is scrapped and it is further processed to convert them into mask. So this is the example. So after processing, if the product have small value, if the product is of small value or substantial value, if it is of small value, again the same this treatment will be done. That is, the amount realized on sale of byproduct will be either transferred to costing P&L or maybe reduced from the joint cost. But if it is of substantial value, then treat that byproduct as the main product. So this is all what about treatment of byproduct. I request you guys to please copy this part. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask me. One of the students raised the query, what if in case byproduct is processed? So I hope your query is resolved. Manish Goel, if the market value of the final product is given and further processing is also given, then we will apply the net realizable value method. I request you guys to please copy this flow chart. Rajiv Kumar Das, when talking about the smaller value, we will consider this in monetary terms. Isha Jaiswal, then it will be in the input of that product. Whatever the value of byproduct is, that will be the input for that new product. Further, Rajiv Kumar Das, we will compare the value of byproduct with the main product. So if the main product is of 20,000 and if the value of byproduct is rupees 50 only, then we will follow this treatment. That is, if the byproduct has small value. Anyone else having any doubts? Please copy this part. Madhuri, Shivani, Jayanti, Mantanjali. Shashwat, Sumit, Milton, Simran, Rohit, Isha, any doubts? So guys, we are done with the conceptual part. Now I'll be discussing one question of study material. Thereafter, I'll be discussing one question of the material what I have provided. So I request you to please open your study material. I'll be discussing few questions of study material, at least one question of study material. I'm discussing the practical question number 1 of study material, guys. That is there on page number 11.22. I request you guys to please open your study material. Shweta Jain, there were 3 points, that is if it is of small value, if it is of larger value, and if it requires further processing. After further processing, if the value of product is small or substantial. So if it is substantial, treat it as a main product. If it is of small amount, either deduct it from the joint cost, deduct the amount realized from the joint cost, or transfer the amount directly to the costing P&L. See, Simran Sharma, there are two alternatives. Either you can deduct the amount realized from the joint cost, or alternatively, you can transfer the amount realized to costing P&L. Both the approaches are correct. You have to follow only one approach. Page number is 10.11.21. Practical question number 1 I am discussing. So let's start with practical question number 1. That is, Smile company produces 2 main product and a byproduct. Hopefully by the end of this question your doubt will be resolved. That what about the amount realized on sale of byproduct? So Smile company produces 2 main products and a byproduct out of the joint process. The ratio of output quantity to input quantity of direct material used in the joint process remain constant on yearly basis. Company has employed physical units method to allocate joint production cost to the main product. Here in this question, it is clearly given in the question that what will be the ratio of distribution of joint cost? Physical units, in the ratio of physical units. So it means we have to apply physical units method. The net realizable value of byproduct is to be reduced from the joint production cost before joint product costs are allocated to the main product. Further, this is also given that no need to transfer in costing P&L. Just simply reduce the joint cost. That is, reduce the amount realized on sale of byproduct from the joint cost. The details of the company operation are given in the table below. That is, during the month, company incurred a joint production cost of 10 lakh. Joint cost of 10 lakh, 2 main product and 1 byproduct. The joint cost is 10 lakh. The output in kgs is 60,000, 1,20,000 and 50,000. 60,000 kgs, 1,20,000 kgs, and 50,000 kgs that can be sold in the market at the rate 5. 50,000 kgs that can be sold in the market at the rate 5. So 2,50,000 is realized on sale of byproduct that will be deducted from the joint cost. So that is sale of byproduct. That is 2,50,000. So we are left out with joint cost of 7,50,000 only. And that need to be distributed. That need to be distributed among the remaining 2 products, that is product A and product B. So 7,50,000 will be distributed in the ratio of 60:120. So 750 divided by, so this will be 2,50,000 and this will be 5. That's it. This is all what about this question. That is question number 1. Rest all, the selling price of product A, product B is completely irrelevant. If you guys have any doubts in this question, you guys can ask me. I repeat again, in this question again, the same thing, many things are given, but in this question, the question is clearly specified that you have to distribute the joint cost in the ratio of physical units. The first point. Second point, they have given clearly that whatever the value that is realized on sale of byproduct, it is to be deducted from the joint cost. So everything is given clearly in the question. So you have to follow the instructions as given in the question, and thereafter you have to distribute the joint cost. Apart from this, many more things given in the question, that is the selling price of product A and B, the further processing cost, it is completely irrelevant. Very good, Aniket. Very good, Hitesh. Very good, Prabhas. So I hope you guys are done with this. I hope you guys are thorough with the concept that what about the amount that is realized on sale of byproduct. Very simple. In this question, since it is clearly specified, we have deducted the amount realized from the joint cost. Alternatively, if the question is silent, you can distribute the joint cost of 10 lakh. The 2,50,000 can be transferred to costing P&L. Well said, Milton. Miss Simran, I repeat again, first point. Question is saying that you have to use physical units method. Second thing, the question is asking us sale value of byproduct to be deducted from joint cost. So the sale value of byproduct to be deducted from joint cost, and second thing, the whatever the balance joint cost is, that is to be distributed in the ratio of physical units. Rest all follow the concept of Kabir Das ji, that is Always focus on what the question is asking and what all data is needed. That's it. Rest all data is completely irrelevant. Now, I'm discussing one more question that is not there in the study material, but in the material I have provided. Similar question is there in the past practice manual also. So either you can refer the old practice manual or refer question number 1, that is slide number 11 of the notes what I have provided, that is Pokemon chocolates. I request you guys to please open the material. The question is very lengthy, so we'll be discussing the question step by step. So guys, please open the material what I have provided. I am discussing question number 1, page number 11 of my notes. I request you guys to please open the material what I have provided you. Similar question is there in the past practice manual also. So let's start guys with question number 1. Sorry, question number 1, that is the Pokemon chocolates. 1 second. So let's start. Pokemon chocolate manufactures and distribute chocolate product. It purchases cocoa beans and process them into 2 intermediate products. Now this question is very lengthy and so much of information is given in the question. So I suggest कि जब कभी भी ऐसा question exam में आए, try to write the extracts of the question because so many things are asked in the question. So better write the extracts of the question so that every time every time आपको question बार-बार पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा. So guys, let's start with question number 1, that is Pokemon Industries Limited, wherein they are saying Pokemon chocolate manufacture, distribute chocolate product. It purchase cocoa beans and process them into 2 intermediate product. So what they do purchase cocoa beans and process them into 2 intermediate product, that is chocolate powder liquor base and milk chocolate liquor base. So from cocoa beans they do manufacture 2 products, that is chocolate powder liquor base and milk chocolate liquor base. So these are the 2 intermediate products that we are getting on processing cocoa beans. Further, it is given that these 2 intermediate products became separately identifiable at a single split off point. This is the split off point. Further, it is given that every 500 pounds of cocoa bean yield 20 gallons of chocolate and chocolate powder liquor base, and every 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base. So it is given that for every 500 of cocoa beans, we will get 20 gallons of chocolate powder and 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base. The chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into chocolate powder. So this chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into chocolate powder, and every 20 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base yield 200 pounds of chocolate powder. I'll be discussing this calculation also. Further, the milk chocolate liquor base is further processed into milk chocolate. So milk chocolate liquor base is further processed into milk chocolate. Every 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base yield 340 pounds of milk chocolate. Okay. Production and sales data for October 2013 are as 7,500 cocoa beans were processed. Very important point. How many cocoa beans were processed? 7,500 pounds of cocoa bean were processed. Now let's read the question once again, the second part, that is these two intermediate product became separately identifiable at single split of point. Every 500 pounds of cocoa bean yields 20 gallons. Every 500 pound yields how much? 20 gallons of milk chocolate powder liquor base. So every 500 pounds yield how much? 20 gallons. So we have total 7,500 pounds. Every 500 pounds yield how much? 20 gallons. So total how many gallons are manufactured? So every 500 pound yield 20 gallons, and total we have 700. So 700 divided by 500 into 20, that is total 300 gallons. So from 7,500 cocoa beans, we will get 300 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base. Similarly, for milk chocolate, it is given that 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base is manufactured. So again, we have 7,500 pounds, and for every 500 pounds, how much gallons we get? 30 gallons. 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base. So 30 gallons. So it means what? 7,500 divided by 500 into 30. So it means total 450 gallons we are getting for milk chocolate liquor base. I'm just writing the question. I have not yet started with the solution. I'm just writing what it is given in the question, guys. Now further, it is given that this chocolate powder liquor base is converted into chocolate powder, and the details are given as that the chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into chocolate powder, and every 20 gallons will yield 200 pounds of chocolate powder. Every 20 gallons will yield 200 pounds. See, we have total 300 gallons. And every 20 gallons yield how much? Every 20 gallons will yield 200 pounds of chocolate powder. So in short, how much chocolate powder is manufactured? Very simple, guys. 3,000 pounds. Total 3,000 pounds of chocolate powder is manufactured. Similarly, it is given in the question that the milk chocolate liquor base is further processed into milk chocolate, and every 30 gallons of milk will yield 340 pounds of milk chocolate. We'll get 340 pounds from every 30 gallons, and total gallons are 450. So total 5,100 pounds of milk chocolate is manufactured. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can ask me. Very good, guys. Hitesh Jain was able to get the answer. Very good, Hitesh Jain. So now this is in terms of quantity, that is 3,000 pounds, 5,100 pounds, 450 gallons, and 300 gallons. Further, this 3,500 is 5,100 is given in the question. How it is calculated, I have explained. Now further, let's see what all information is given in the question. The cost of processing cocoa bean to split off point, including the purchase cost of bean, is 7,12,500. It means what? It is a pre-separation cost. That is the joint cost of 7,12,500. So my joint cost is how much? 7,12,500 rupees. This is my joint cost. Further, in question, the selling price of the final product is given, that is 190 and 237.5. That is 3,000 pounds can be sold at the rate 190, and 5,100 pounds can be sold at the rate 237.5. This is also given in the question. The October 2013 separable cost of processing chocolate powder liquor into chocolate powder is 3,02,812 rupees and 50 paisa. It is the further processing cost of this part. So the further processing cost is 3,02,812. And similarly for the other one, it is 623,437.50. This is my further processing cost. Further, in October, the Pokemon could have sold the intermediate product, that is 300 gallons, can be sold at the rate 997.5. So these 300 gallons can be sold at the rate 997.5, and 450 gallons can be sold at the rate 1235. At the rate 1235. So now whatever the information is given in the question, we have presented in a flow chart. That is my joint cost, the intermediate product, that is 300 units and 450 units. This can be sold in the market at the rate 997.5 and 1235. Further, the further processing cost is given, that is 3,02,812 rupees and 50 paisa, and so on. Further, the final product can also be sold in the market at the rate 3,000 and 5,100 pounds. Now let's see what the question is asking. Calculate how the joint cost of 7,12,500 would be allocated between the chocolate powder and chocolate liquor base. Milk chocolate liquor base under the following method. So this joint cost is to be distributed among these two. There are various methods, that is sales value at split of point, physical units method, estimated net realizable value method, and constant gross margin method. I hope now the question is the easiest question for you, where everything is given in this flow chart. No need to read the question again and again to get the amount. This flow chart is more than sufficient for you while writing the paper. You can easily solve this question once you are ready with this flow chart. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can ask me, then I'll solve the remaining part of the question. have not started the solution. I have just presented the question in a systematic way so that I can solve this question easily. If you guys have any doubts in this presentation, you guys can ask me. Else we'll start with the remaining part of the question. That is, the first method is sales value at split off point. So this is the split off point. What is the sales value? Very simple, 300 gallons at the rate 997.5 chocolate powder and milk chocolate. And this is 450 gallons at the rate 1235. So we'll get the final value, that is so the joint cost 7,12,500 will be distributed in this ratio. So once you are done with this flow chart, you can solve any question. The second method is physical units method. So 300 is to 450. The third method is estimated net realizable value method. Sales value minus further further processing cost, you will get the net realizable value, you can solve it. When talking about constant gross margin percentage method, you have to calculate the gross margin percentage, that is total sales value minus total cost. That is this two cost and minus this two cost. So we will get the margin percentage, we will get the net profit divided by total sales into 100, we will get the constant gross margin. I'll be discussing this method also separately. So the sales value at split off point you guys can solve. The second method is physical units method. That is, the joint cost 7,12,500 will be distributed in the ratio of 300 is to 450. You can calculate the final amount. The third one is Nrv method, wherein we'll calculate the Nrv. That is the sales value 5,70,000 and 12,11,250 minus the processing cost, further processing cost. That is, these two are the further processing cost. So 3,02,812.50 and 623,437.50. So the final value will be so the joint cost 7,12,500 will be distributed in the ratio of 267, 187.5 is to 587812.5. So you guys can distribute the ratio. So this is the way you have to solve the question. Wherein if the question is lengthy and he's asking too many, he's asking more than one type of ratios, the best way is to prepare this flow chart. Once the flow chart is ready, once the extracts of the question are ready, you guys can solve this question. Yes, Hitesh. Very good, Mantanjali. Very good, Himanshu. Yes, Yashashri. You have to prepare the flow chart. Alternatively, आप क्या कीजिए, बार-बार क्वेश्चन पढ़ते जाइए and again बार-बार solution करते जाइए. It will take lots and lots of time. So better prepare it as working note, the flow chart as working note, and then solve the question very quickly. Many of you guys have solved the question. I'm happy. Very good, guys. Very good, Mantanjali. Very good, Himanshu. Very good, Hitesh Jain. Very good, Milton. Very good, Jayanti. Shivani. Very good. Jayanti. Very good. Madhuri. Very good. Vikas Mansal. Very good. Most of the students have solved this question. So the important part, I mean, why I have discussed this question, the major reason is how to prepare flowchart, how to find out the extracts of the question. So not in this chapter, in any chapter, when you see a very lengthy question, try to write the extracts. Once you are ready with the extracts of the question, then you will save time of reading the question again and again. Now see, once these extracts are ready, I'm not reading the entire theory part again and again. Just I'm using this extracts and I'm solving the question. I'm erasing this part. Those who want to take the screenshot can please take this screenshot. One more new method asked by the examiner, that is constant gross margin method. In this, what you have to do, the sale value, the final sales value of these two, we have to calculate the gross profit percentage. So the final sales value of these two, that is 5,70,000 plus 12,11,250. Further processing cost, that is 3,02,812 plus 623,437. We are calculating the net profit, the overall net profit of the company. So the total cost that is incurred is 3,02,812.50 plus 623,437.5. Minus the joint cost, that is 7,12,500, we'll get the final profit of the company. We'll calculate the GP margin, that is 142,500 minus 178,1250 into 100. So this is 8%. This method is not given in the study material, but once the examiner has asked this method, wherein constant gross margin method, wherein we have to take the sales value of the final product minus the further processing cost minus the joint cost, we will get the total profit and we will get the percentage of the profit, that is the overall gross margin. Now the hard work is over. Now chocolate powder and milk chocolate. So now we will calculate how the joint cost will be distributed. That is the final sales value 5,70,000 and 12,11,250 minus the GP percentage, that is the overall GP percentage, $524,400 . In this, if we deduct the further processing cost, that is 302,812.5, 302,812.5 and 623,437.5, we will get the allocated joint cost. So this is the joint cost as allocated. The total of this cost will be 7,12,500. So this is the joint cost that is allocated. So this is a new method, that is constant gross margin method. Very simple, guys. Take the total sales value, that is the sales value of the final products, minus the further processing cost, that is these two costs, minus the joint cost, calculate the total profit. This is the first step. Second step, calculate the gross profit percentage, and then once we are done with the gross profit percentage, very simple, sales minus gross profit, we will get the total cost. Out of the total cost, we will deduct the further processing cost, we will get the joint cost as allocated. Very good, Hitesh. Very good, Shivani. So this is the way. If constant gross margin method is given, then you have to solve. First step, I repeat again, calculate the net profit. That is total sales value minus further processing cost minus the joint cost. In this, we will get the profit. We will calculate the profit percentage, that is 8%. Once the profit percentage is calculated, very simple, sales minus profit, we will get the total cost. In total cost, if we deduct further processing cost, we will cost the joint cost as allocated. So the purpose of discussing this question is first to take a quick recap of what we have discussed in this session. Apart from this, if examiner do ask lengthy questions and so many ways, I mean different ways of apportionment of overhead, better prepare this flowchart. This flowchart is the final chart. Once you are ready with the flowchart, you can solve any question quickly and easily. Because अगर आप ये flowchart नहीं बनाएंगे, तो every time you have to read the question while solving. So it will take more and it will take lots of time to solve the question. So once the flowchart is ready, you can solve the question within minutes. So this is all what about this chapter, joint and byproduct. Everything is visible, my dear. So this is all what about this chapter. So my thumb rule, follow the concepts. Second thing, if you see a lengthy question, Try to prepare the extracts. Once the extracts are ready, you can solve any question. So this is all what about this chapter. We are we are already 15 minutes. We have already extended the lecture for 15 minutes. So I am done with the explanation part. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries. I'll try to attend I'll wait for your queries for next 3-4 minutes. Else I'll conclude. Thereafter, I'll conclude the session. Thank you so much, Rajiv. Anyone else having any queries? Mantanjali, Shivani, very good guys. Hitesh Jain, very good. Madhuri, very good. Waiting for your queries, guys. Last 2 minutes, guys. Now it is 9:45. Max to max, I'll wait till 9:47. Thereafter, I'll conclude the session. No, sir. Wait for 2 minutes. My dear, this is what the total joint cost that is allocated. Rest all the remaining part of the question, you guys can solve it on your own. So this was the part I need to discuss it mainly. Rest all part are the basic concepts. Anyone can solve if they have basic knowledge of costing. So I'm ignoring the last part since the time is running. The important part, the typical part, the tougher part, the critical part I have already discussed. Anyone else? No worries, Darshan. Try to attend. If you have time, try to view all the lectures that I have taken in past. You guys, you will be thorough with the concept, Darshan. Don't worry, my dear. And still, if you find any queries, just tell me. I'll surely try to attend all your queries, Darshan Prajapati. Don't worry, my dear. So guys, I'm done for the day. Thank you so much for your time and patience, and thank you so much to all the students who have participated in the session, and they were trying to solve the questions with me only. So I really appreciate your efforts. Specifically, many of you guys, they solved the question on their own while I was solving the question in class. So very good. You guys are improving. So I request you guys to please solve all the question of study material plus the past practice manual. In past practice manual, there are variety of questions. So try to solve all the question of past practice manual. If you are left out with any doubts, just write it in a separate book. I'll try to attend your queries in the query session. So that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next session with a new chapter, that is service costing. So till then, complete this chapter from your end. I want each and every student to solve the question in writing. I'll be asking you guys in the next class that whether you guys have solved it or not. So try to solve each and every question in writing. So till then, take care. God bless you. See you soon in the next session of service costing. Thank you so much for your time. Yes, sir.